Welcome to today's video. So today we have a question from Anne. Anne asked, hello everyone, and thank you Sunny for creating this group, this platform. Wonderful, I'm happy that you're enjoying it and gaining value from it. If you're watching this video and you have not yet joined the group, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box below. Over there you can submit your questions for me to answer in these videos. I select a few every single week, okay? And you said, the biggest challenge on my path in the non-dual understanding is to disentangle from identifying with my personality, that which I have considered as myself for my 57 years in this body. Only for the past 3 years, I have been exploring human being, including myself, from the point of view and belief of the non-dual understanding. But I still find it difficult and challenging to realize and really believe that I am not this person, that my true self is something other, something much more. So I guess my biggest question for the time being are centered around this challenge. Actually, Anne, I would like to argue that this isn't even really a challenge. It is what it will be like for everybody that embarks on this path. We all have the same conditioning, of course, different flavors of the conditioning, but if you are in this world, you have the conditioning. You appear to be a person, okay? And that is what you are in appearance. So this teaching is not a denial of your personal self. Yes, you are the person also in appearance. This teaching is helping you discover what you are in essence. And in this discovery, this inquiry, you do not have to believe anything. You do not have to just take up the belief, I am not this body. One of the first lessons or pointers you can say that I really resonated with on the path of self-inquiry is the teaching that asked me to observe my entire experience. It said, look at how life is constantly changing. And we know this a little bit, but we understand that, but we don't really understand the depth of it. And another thing on top of that is that we think that I, this person, am stable and I observe change outside of me. So when we say usually life changes and whatnot, we're only referring to circumstances and people and things and titles, okay? But this teaching asked me to observe, not only does change happen on the outside, change also happens on the bodily and mental level, that there's no stability at the bodily or the mental level. So many versions of this body have come and gone. So many different versions of this personality that you're saying, it's so hard to disidentify from. So many different versions of this personality have come and gone. They felt like that's who I am when they were here. But the moment they're of the past, they no longer feel real. Now whatever is they're replaced with, the new content feels like me. But even just like the circumstances in the world, the body is also changing equally with it. The mind, which includes the thoughts and emotions which make up the personality and our ideas of who I am in life, even these thoughts, these beliefs, these ideas are also changing. The whole self-image is also changing. Look at how even the body is something physical, but the self-image is so subtle. Even that, which at a core level of personal identity, even that is a changeful object. Now, we say, okay, it's changeful, so what? Well, this is what we have to really keenly observe. It all is changing. Everything I call myself, that I take myself to be, that I appear to be, is always in a state of change. However, I always feel this sense of continuity, this sense of nowness, this sense of realness, this sense of being me, the sense of being me-ness, who I am, this sense of identity. No matter what comes and goes, whenever it's present here, all this change is accompanied by this sense of identity, the sense of beingness, the sense of being who I am. Please tune to that right now. It is your sense of I am. You say, oh, I've lived in this body for 57 years and all things have come and gone and so many things have changed. But you still refer, excuse me, you still refer to yourself as I. What is this self that you keep referring to? So you see, when you are practicing these teachings, you don't need to look at anything through a non-dual view. Honestly, like a lot of those non-dual things, it's like, oh, create these. What we end up doing is like creating beliefs about these teachings, taking them to be true because they feel good and act like a coping mechanism. I don't even recommend that. You don't have to believe anything. You don't even have to believe that you're something more than this body. You would just have to start to see that in your experience by observing your life. That everything you take yourself to be is a changing experience, yet the self that you constantly refer to, right? Because you're always saying I, this self, which is changeless, which itself is not here as a person. The person is seen to change by you, the self that sees, that knows, that is aware. So you just have to turn your gaze to that self. That's what the teaching of self-inquiry meditation is. You're learning to take attention away from thoughts which keep you focused in experience, in transient, changeful things. You're taking that attention away from that, from the mind, and you're bringing it to your sense of being, to the sense I. That was Ramana Maharshi's teaching. He said, isolate your sense of I. Don't allow it to associate with anything else. Just stay here. Again and again, you will go outward, but just keep returning to yourself. That is your practice. You don't have to try to fight with the personality. You don't have to try to disbelieve the personality. You don't have to create an external belief or another belief that I am not the personality. All these are mental. All these will just again become a part of your self-image, which also will remain changeful, but they will cloud your true being. Instead, you just have to turn away from the mind, which believes and talks and changes, to the acknowledgement of your being, which you here now feel as I am. Just by you learning to acknowledge this, as this acknowledgement grows within you, all obstacles to this will start to fall away. Your identification with the personality will start to diminish. You will start to grow in wisdom, clarity, understanding. This is the path of self-inquiry, which does not require you to have faith in or believe in anything. Only to keep observing your experience, right? Observe all the change and be interested only in that which does not change, which is what you here and now feel as I, or now, or being, or realness, aliveness. That is not here as an object that you can see change. Yet, because it's here, everything else may appear. That is my advice to you. So what I would recommend to you, don't toss and turn with the personality. If you fight the personality, you fight the mind, you will lose. You will remain entangled. You disentangle through observation of change and turning away from change to the changeless. Practice self-inquiry twice per day for minimum 30 minutes each in your sit-down practice, eyes closed, and then throughout your day as often as you can. Any moment of self-remembrance, turn away from what you know to the fact that you know. From what you are aware of to the fact of being aware of being aware, being aware of I, self. It's quite subtle, but it's simple at the same time. And you have to really give it your love, your devotion, your interest. Go all in on this practice. It will not disappoint you. Now, if you're watching this and you need help with this practice, I have plenty of resources in my new group. It is a wonderful support group. I'll link it down below. The free resources are there that will literally guide you step by step on how to implement this into your life and start this practice. Over there in the community, you can also post questions just like Anne. that I handpick a few every single week, and you can join. So I look forward to seeing you in that community. I hope this video helped you. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.